Yes, I welcome everyone to one another session of Bhagavad Gita as it is. We are learning the important verses of Bhagavad Gita, trying to understand the meaning of it as well. So, can we have one volunteer do the prayers, please?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Mataji, Krishna Chaitanya, have the prayers.
No.
Om Agnanatimirandasya Gnananjanashalakaya Chakshurumiritam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishnavestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Prasadine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pachyata Deshatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta.
Yeah, you can say the Hare Krishna mantra.
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Thank you so much. That was very nice. Krishna Chaitanya, thank you. Okay, so let's have a quick revision of the verses that we have done so far. Can we have someone do Chaturvarnya Maya Srishta? Can someone do?
Hare Krishna Mataji. Can I do it?
Yes, Asra.
Chaturvarnyam maya shrishtam guna karma vibhagashah tasya kartaram api mam vidya akartaram avyayam.
Very good, Asra. Thank you so much. Can someone do Yeyata Mam Prapatyante?
Krishna Mataji.
Yes. Who was it?
Mataji, do you say 4.11?
Yes, Yeyata Mam Prapatyante.
Okay, can I say it?
Yes.
Okay. Yeyata mam prapantyante samtateva vajamyaham mama vartmanu vartante manusha partha sarvashah.
Very good. Can someone do Janma Karma Chaninthatyam?
Vrinda.
Go ahead.
Dharma Karma Vediyam Evam Yo Vidhi Tattva Deham Brunarjama Najima Metina Ajina. Thank you, Mataji. This is Vrinda.
Thank you, Vrinda. Very nice. Can someone do Vitaraga? Very good. Can someone do Vitaraga Bhayakrodha? Or just choose any verse you want.
Mataji,
Yes?
can I do Paritranaya Sadhunam?
Yes, Krishna Chaitanya.
Paritranaya Sadhunam Vinashaya Cha Dushkutram Dharma Samsthapanarthaya Sambhavami Yuge Yuge.
Very nice. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Mataji, can I say 4.34?
Yes.
Tat vidhi pradipante
Okay.
pariprashnena sevaya upadekshyanti te jnanam jnanina tattvadarshina.
Very good, Ashtosh. So that's the verse we are actually going to learn today. Okay. And who else do we have on the call? Krishna Chaitanya, Nanda, Anmol, Asra, Ashutosh. That's it, right? Oh, Siddharth. Siddharth, would you like to do some verse?
Mataji, I'll do 4.7, Mataji.
Yes, go ahead.
Yada yada hi dharmasya nirbhavati bhataha abhyuttanam adharmasya tadatmanam sujamyaham.
Very good, Siddharth. Thank you so much. Very nice.
Hare Krishna Mataji, can I say the announcement?
Yes, of course.
The announcement yata dehe
कौमारं यौवनं जरा तथा देहान्तरा प्राप्त्येद्देरस्तत्र न मुह्यति.
Very nice. Thank you so much. So very nice. Everyone is learning very nicely. So let's go ahead to today's verse. Today's verse was already recited, but we will do it together again. Please repeat after me. Tadvidi pranipatena. Tadvidi pranipatena. Tadvidi pranipatena. Pariprashnena sevaya. Very good. Pariprashnena sevaya. Pariprashnena sevaya. Upadekshyanti te jnanam. Upadekshyanti te jnanam. Upadekshyanti te jnanam. Jnaninastatvadarshinaः. 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 Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya. Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya. Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya. Upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninastatvadarshinaः. Upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninastatvadarshinaः. Excellent, all of you. Okay, we'll do it. We'll do the whole verse together. Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya. Upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninastatvadarshinaः. Excellent, excellent. So let's look at some keywords. Vidhi. See, when you say vidhi, vid is to learn. Okay, like you have the word vidya, right? Like that. Vidhi means try to understand, try to learn, try to understand. Now there is a difference. Here it is vidhi. It is not vidhi. Okay, vidhi has a different meaning. Vidhi has a different meaning. Okay? So vidhi means try to learn or try to understand. Then pariprashna. Prashna means, anyone knows what it means?
Question.
What is prashna? Question.
Prashna means inquiry.
Yeah, question or inquiry. So pariprashnena means to submissively inquire. Okay. And then what else? Jnanam is, everyone knows what is jnanam? Jnana. Yeah, knowledge. Yeah, gyan, right? You heard the word gyan. So like that, jnanam is knowledge. And tattva. Tattva means the truth. Okay? Tattva is the reality. It is the truth. Anyone knows what is drishya? Drishya, the meaning of drishya? Huh? Drishti.
You see something?
Yeah, you see. So darshinaha is the transformation of the word drishya. So it says darshina means one who sees, seer. Seer is called as darshinaha. So just, these words you might have come across in different languages. So when you put together, you get a vague understanding of what the meaning could be. Okay. So let's look at the translation. Please repeat after me. Just try to learn.
Just try to learn.
The truth by approaching a spiritual master.
The truth by approaching a spiritual master.
Enquire from him submissively.
Inquire from him submissively.
And render service unto him.
And render service unto him.
The self-realized souls.
The self-realized souls
Can impart knowledge unto you.
Can impart knowledge unto you.
Because they have seen the truth.
Because they have seen the truth.
Very good. You know the meaning of the word seva? What is
Service.
seva? Service, yeah, very good. So the self-realized, when you render service unto him and when you inquire submissively from a spiritual master, such realized souls can impart knowledge unto you because they have seen the truth. Okay, so this is very much the process of acquiring knowledge. How do you acquire knowledge? It says in this verse that you must first approach a spiritual master. Just approaching a spiritual master, you will not get knowledge. You have to inquire from him. How do you inquire from him? Not in a challenging mood. You're supposed to be very submissive and very nicely you should inquire from him. Not only should you be submissive, but you should also be ready to render any kind of menial services, because that will set the right mood to receive knowledge. When we are in such a mood, when we inquire submissively, at that time the self-realized person, he will be able to impart knowledge unto you because he knows what the ultimate truth is. Okay? So this is what Krishna is telling about approaching a spiritual master and getting knowledge from him. Now, what did we see in our previous class? We saw about the different classifications of the society. We saw about 4 varnas. And then we saw how everyone is actually equal in one sense, because in whatever service they are doing, the ultimate aim that they must be working towards is to keep Krishna in the center and please Krishna. So in our previous class, we saw about the concept of Daivi Varnashram. Okay. Now, following up on that, in this verse, Krishna is telling you, if you want to continue to do services, if you want to keep Krishna in the center and you want to perform your duties, it is also important to receive the correct knowledge to know how you must perform your duties, right? So therefore, Krishna talks about how to receive knowledge. How are you going to receive knowledge? You can receive knowledge about the absolute truth or about God by approaching a spiritual master. So this is what Krishna will discuss now. Okay. So when you talk about acquiring knowledge, there are generally accepted 3 methods of acquiring knowledge. Okay, these are called as the 3 methods of evidence. Okay, there are 3 methods of acquiring any kind of knowledge, scriptures say. The 3 methods are direct sense perception. Okay, just like you want to know the planets in the sky. What would you do? You would try to use a telescope and you will look up and you will see, oh, this is a planet that has rings. This is Saturn. That planet looks white. So this must be Venus. So like that, using your senses, you try to acquire knowledge. Okay, supposing there is a very, very nice, beautiful dish that your mother has made. How would you know what this dish is all about? You will take a spoon, you will taste it. taste it with your senses and you will know, oh, this is vegetable biryani. Like that, you will get to know knowledge by using your senses. Okay. If you want to know if something is very hot or cold, how would you do it? You would use your hands, right? You would dip your finger inside it and see if it's hot or cold, and you will get knowledge about it. So this is one method, direct sense perception. You see, you hear, you smell, you taste, you feel, and you get knowledge about it. That is one method. Then the second method of acquiring knowledge is by inference or hypothesis. Now this, you're all very, very intelligent science students, so you must have heard this concept of hypothesis. It is a method of deduction. It's a theoretical method. It is called as Anumana Pramana in Sanskrit. The first one is called as Pratyaksha Pramana. Pratyaksha means to direct experience. The second one is called as Anumana Pramana. Let's see an example. Like for example, you see a mountain in a distance, a hill in a distance, and you see some smoke coming out. Okay? You're seeing a mountain, you're just seeing a lot of smoke on top of it. What would you deduct from that? What is the hypothesis or the inference you make from such a situation? Anyone would like to say? What do you think happened?
A volcano.
A volcano, okay. Anything else? Volcano, yes, that's a good answer.
Fire.
Fire, yes. So you're basically volcano is also fire, but the concept is fire, right? There is some kind of fire there. That's the reason the smoke is coming. That is a natural deduction that you have made by observing a situation. It's a hypothesis. Okay, you have not gone on top of the mountain to see things. You have not done pratyaksha, but you have deducted. This is what has possibly happened. It's a theory. That is the second method of acquiring knowledge. Now there is a third method. The third method is from hearing the scriptures. It is called as revealed knowledge. In this method, you don't have to do any effort. Everything is already done. Okay, all the effort has been taken up and everything is recorded. All that you have to know is you have to acquire the knowledge from the right source. This is called as Shabda Pramana. So there are three pramanas. One is Pratyaksha, direct sense perception. Second is inference or hypothesis, called as Anumana Pramana. The third one is hearing directly from scripture, which is revealed knowledge, called as Shabda Pramana. Now, when we actually analyze the three of these, there are a lot of trouble in the first two methods, especially when you're trying to use this method to understand God. Okay? When you're trying to use this method to understand God, you will see that the first two methods fail miserably. Think about direct sense perception. Okay? Now, how far can you see? You can probably see for a few meters. Okay? Can you see the germs that is present on the table with your naked eyes? You cannot find out. You need a microscope, right? You're going to magnify that particular place and you will see, oh, there is so much bacteria, there is so much other microorganisms. So just with your naked eyes, you cannot get all the knowledge. Just by looking up at the sky, you're not going to know about the inner details of all the planets. You need something to magnify, to improve the vision, because your vision is limited. Even if you are using a telescope, how far can you see? You can see a few craters on the surface of the moon, but can you see what is happening inside the moon? You cannot see. So our vision or all our sense perception, how much can you hear? You can hear someone talking inside your house. Can you hear everything that is happening 2 buildings away? You cannot. So all our sense perception is limited. Everything you can think of is very, very limited. Sense perception becomes very limited. So with sense perception, it is very difficult to even figure out things in this world, right? How can you figure out who is God by just seeing or, using your senses? It's not going to be easy. Okay, so the first method fails when you try to understand God with that. Now, the second method is Anumana. That is the method of deduction of knowledge. You can come up with so many theories about God. Each one will give you one theory. Oh, God is light. God can be like this. God is nature. Like that you will hear all kinds of theories. But what is the proof that whatever you have heard is correct. There is no method of finalizing this hypothesis and saying that this is correct. The final method is hearing directly from scripture or Shabda Pramana. Okay? You can go to a spiritual master and you can receive knowledge from him directly. Because everything is given in the scriptures, when the spiritual master speaks from the scripture, you will get knowledge directly. So therefore, Shabda Pramana is actually the accepted method of receiving knowledge. And it is also a very, very simple and straightforward process. Just think about a classroom. Okay? When you have to, for example, you're in a maths class and you're very, very new to the concept of finding the area of a rectangle, for example. You don't know anything about this finding an area of a rectangle. Your teacher tells you, find an area of, or rather someone asks you, can you find the area of a rectangle? Okay, you have no idea of what it is, how to do it. So you take up a graph paper and you start drawing a square like a rectangle like that, and you start counting the squares to find the area of the rectangle. Now this is a very lengthy process. Okay, you can find out the area of a rectangle like that. But if you ask your teacher, okay, who's helping you there, the teacher has already understood everything. The teacher has finished his whatever, 8th grade, 9th grade, 7th grade, 6th grade, everything is over. The teacher has understood everything. The teacher has come prepared to the class. He can help you very easily. So he can teach you area is equal to length into width for a rectangle. So he will give you the formula. All that you have to do is feed him the information, use the formula, get the answer. So it becomes very easy. So when you receive knowledge from an authority who has this knowledge, who has mastered this knowledge, it becomes very easy for us to understand. We don't have to go through a convoluted process. Everything becomes very simple and you get the perfect knowledge as well. So, therefore, we see for a simple mundane thing like finding the area of a rectangle, if there is a teacher, if there is a guru, it is so helpful, right? So, similarly, for spiritual matters, all the more it is very important for us to go to a guru. Why? Because he has all the knowledge from the scriptures. And when we go to him and inquire submissively from him, then all the knowledge will be revealed to us. Now, here is the catch, okay? You're supposed to inquire submissively. So, to be submissive means what? To be very humble. To be ready to accept what the Guru is saying. Sometimes we all have this in our mind that we know everything. Oh, you don't have to teach me about God. I know everything, right? That is a common attitude that people have. We have a very closed mind. How is he going to teach me everything? I know everything. We already have lots of ideas in our mind. Our mind is filled with 100 ideas about God. So when we go to a spiritual master, we are thinking, maybe he's not telling it correct. But if we do that, we will not be receiving the knowledge properly. We have to go with an open mind and we should be very humble and inquire submissively. Just like when there is a clean slate, okay, you've all seen your blackboard, when it is very clean and someone comes and writes on it, everything is clearly visible. If someone has written a big essay on top of a clean board, everything is clear and visible and you'll be able to read the entire essay. But if you have already scribbled on it, you've made 100 writings, you've done a lot of things on top of that board, and the person comes and tries to write an essay on it, will you be able to read everything amidst all the scribbling that you have done? You cannot read. You will not get the essence of what that person is trying to say. Okay? So, when the slate is clean, when our mind is clear, we are open to information, that is when we can receive. If we already have ideas in our mind all jumbled up, when someone says it to us, it becomes very difficult. So what we need to do is first we must erase everything that we have learned, all the rubbish that we have learned. Erase it from our mind and then go and receive in open arms. Then you will be able to understand what the spiritual master is trying to tell us. Okay? Another example. Just like supposing you have a water spill in your house. There is a lot of water spilled, and your mother gives you a sponge to clean it up. So you go receive the sponge, or you take a dry cloth and you start wiping it off. All the water will come onto the sponge, or it will come onto the cloth. But if you already have a wet cloth that is filled with water, or if you have a sponge that is completely soaked up, how much can that sponge absorb? It will not absorb much, because already it's filled up, right? So it will not absorb. So first you need to squeeze out all the water that is already there, and then wipe down the water. Then it will come. So when we go to a spiritual master, submissiveness and keeping an open mind is extremely important. That is when we learn more. Okay? We must be ready to receive knowledge. Now, in this world out there, there are hundreds of gurus, thousands of gurus. How do I know where I would find the right person? Who's the right person? Who's the one who's going to teach me about God? So many gurus out there. It's so confusing. Each one will give a different philosophy. How do you know which is right? So therefore, the scriptures say how to find the correct spiritual master. They guide us. They say that a real spiritual master is one who is a very fixed devotee. A genuine guru must have realized the absolute truth. He must have realized God. He must have realized the personality of Godhead, and he should have the capability to impart this truth to his disciple. So he should be able to deliver his disciple from the cycle of repeated birth and death. So we should observe the person. Is he talking about Krishna, or is he talking something mundane? Is he talking about some nonsense and he's telling you, I will give you this power, I will give you that power, I'll make you famous? Is he talking like that? Or is he talking about Krishna? He's telling you, I will help you to get rid of the cycle of birth and death. I will give you the highest benefit. Then we observe the person, see his behavior, hear what he is talking, then we will be able to identify a genuine guru. So a genuine guru is one who's a fixed devotee. Okay? And not only was Krishna advising Arjuna about all this, he himself showed by example. So which was the verse that talks about leaders showing by example? Anyone knows? We've already learned that verse.
Wait, what was the question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Mataji, was it whatever
Yeah.
famous man does, a common man follows?
Follows, yes, correct, you're right. Yadyad acharati shreshta tattatevi tarojana. Correct, very true. So Krishna showed by example that you should take a guru. Now what is there for Krishna to know, right? Krishna knows everything. He's God. He's the source of everything. He himself is the writer of the Vedas. What does he have to know? But he showed by example. He came. Who is the guru of Krishna? Anyone knows? Who's the teacher of Krishna?
Sandipani Muni.
Yes, correct. That is Sandipani Muni in the picture. He's teaching. You see that Krishna is learning from Sandipani Muni. So he showed by example how you should go and submissively approach a guru. And when Krishna was speaking the Bhagavat Gita, at one point what happened to Arjuna? Arjuna surrendered to Krishna. Which was the verse in which he surrendered to Krishna? Anyone remembers? This verse also we have learned. Yes. Very good. Very good. So Karpanya dosha, that is the verse in which Arjuna surrendered. And once he surrendered, he was able to receive knowledge. Okay? So it was not that, Arjuna thought, oh, I know everything, I don't need this Krishna to tell me. No. He said, I'm a surrendered soul. You are my spiritual master, you teach me. So he learned with open arms. He was ready to take directions. Okay? So we see how people surrender and they receive knowledge. Now, not only should we have a submissive mood, but we should also be ready to render menial services. That is very important. So we see Srila Prabhupada at a very old age, when he was around 70, he came to the West. and he came on the order of his spiritual master. It was not an easy task. He had to have so many heart attacks on the way. He came, and when he was here, he didn't have anyone for help also. What did he do? He did everything by himself. He was even washing the dishes of his initial disciples. The disciples who came initially, he was even cleaning up after them. Such menial services Prabhupada was ready to do. There is another great personality in our scriptures. His name is Narottam Das Thakur. Okay. He was he's a very great poet. Many of you are learning his bhajans, and he was very learned, and he was a great devotee. Now, this Narottam Das Thakur, when he wanted initiation from his spiritual master Loknath Goswami, you know what he did? He would go and clean his restroom. He would go and clean up after his spiritual master. So such menial services devotees are ready to do to acquire knowledge. That is the mood, that is the humility that one must have when he acquires knowledge from the spiritual master. He should be humble, he should inquire submissively, and he should be ready to even offer menial services to please the spiritual master. If Prabhupada said, no, I am a great sannyasi, I am not going to do all this, then the movement wouldn't have grown. Prabhupada did everything. He taught his disciples each and everything. Even the smallest things, Prabhupada did all the menial services to teach his disciples and grow this movement. So that is very important when you approach your spiritual master. And the spiritual master will put you through many tests, but one must be tolerant and one must come out successful in flying colors. Okay? That is possible only if you are humble. Humility is extremely important. Unless we are humble, we will never learn anything. Okay? So what did we see today? We saw the importance of a spiritual master, how to acquire knowledge. The best method of acquiring knowledge is through the process of Shabda or hearing directly from a realized soul. How do you choose a realized spiritual master? Watch out for how he is speaking, what he is speaking, whether he is fixed in devotion. Then you will be able to choose the correct spiritual master. And what should be your mood? It should be humble. You should be able to inquire submissively, offer menial services, and be ready for any test that the spiritual master is going to throw at you. Then you will get the correct knowledge from such a person because he has seen the truth. Okay? So that is our verse for today. Tatviti pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshina. Is that okay? Any questions? Okay. So let's revise them. You can take turns and you can try reciting the verse.
Hare Krishna Mataji, can I say?
Yes, please.
Tatviti pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshina.
Very good. Good job.
This is Krishna Chaitanya.
Yes, Krishna Chaitanya.
Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshinaha.
Very good. Translation.
Just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master. Inquire from him submissively and render service unto him. The self-realized souls can impart knowledge unto you because they have seen the truth.
Very good. Good.
Hare Krishna Mataji, can I please say that first?
Yes.
Great.
Awesome.
Tadvidi pranipatena parijanana pariprashena sevaya upadeshanti te jnanam jnanina tattvadarshinaha.
Very nice.
And then just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master. Inquire from him submissively and render service unto him. The self-realized souls can impart knowledge unto you because they have seen the truth.
Very good. Good job.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, can I check?
Yes, go ahead.
तद्विधि प्रणिपातेन परिप्रश्नेन सेवया उपदेक्ष्यन्ति ते ज्ञानं ज्ञानिनस्तत्त्वदर्शिनां.
Very good. Go ahead.
Just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master. Inquire from him submissively and render service unto him. The self-realized soul can impart knowledge unto you because they have seen the truth.
Very good. Nice. Yes.
तद्विधि
तद्विधिपनिपातेन परिप्रश्नेन सेवया उपदेक्षन्ति ते ज्ञानम् ज्ञानिनस्तत्त्वदर्शिनी.
Darshina, very good. Good job, Brenda.
Okay, how do we approach spiritual master? With a clean mind. And we inquire about truth to the spiritual master, right?
To the spiritual master.
Very good. Good job. Very nice. Who's next? Did everyone get a chance? Or am I missing anyone?
I'll say it, Mataji.
Yes, go ahead.
Tadvidhi pratipadena pariprasnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattvagrashinaha. Just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master. Inquire from him submissively and render service unto him. The self-realized souls can impact knowledge unto you because they have seen the truth.
Very nice. Thank you. So did we cover everyone? Or are we missing anyone?
Hare Krishna,
Yes.
this is Nimai.
Yes, Nimai. Thank you for joining. Go ahead.
Tadvidhi pradipatena. Sorry, please. Tadvidhi pradipatena pariprasnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnanina tattvadarshina. Just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master. Inquire from him submissively and render service unto him. The self-realized souls can impart knowledge unto you because they have seen the truth.
Very nice. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for joining. And very nice recital.
Thank you, Mashi.
Hey. Who else do we have on the call? Okay, so then we can end the call. Thank you again for joining. Thanks to all of you. And we'll meet again next week with another verse. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha
नमो नमः अनंत कोटि वैष्णव
प्रभुपाद की जय, भगवद गीता की जय। All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mashi.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.